What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another day in Car Mechanic Simulator with me, the Virtual Mechanic, and car number 2 from the Drag Racing DLC. Today we've got the Bolt Reptilia R6, looking absolutely fantastic. Just a standard edition. There is a PN8, which is a better edition. We don't have that one today. We just have the normal standard one. It was from the decent auction house. Because it's not available from the junkyard, it wouldn't have shown up in the bad auction house. So it's in pretty good condition all round, 84 and 86%. Not too bad at all. Did I get a good deal on this one? No, as per usual, 173,754 is what I paid for it, losing out on 4,588 with a sale value currently of 169,166, which isn't the best, but I'm sure we can claw that one back. This one has got the V8 overhead valve CGM M1D engine in it, but we could swap it out for the one with the supercharger on it, which I think we are definitely going to do for the drag strip. So we're going to swap it out to the V8 overhead valve CGM SC Supercharged M110 engine, which I believe is about 680 on the starting horsepower instead of 490. So it's going to be a bit of an increase before we've even thrown performance parts on it. This one is going to be pretty insane. I am loving the look of this little beast. And at the end of today's video, we are going to do another competition. We're going to keep trying until we finally win one of the competitions. Last time, it was my own mistake. We still got some very good times onto the speeder board. We have adjusted it ever so slightly. I did say I was going to move the image over to there, where I think second place should be, first, second, third. But we've got to get the Bolt Reptilia on the board today. Is it going to do better than the Arzezo Cortona? Is it even going to do better than Delilah? It's doubtful or better than Delilah, but maybe better than the Arzezo Cortona. That should be pretty sweet. Let's get stuck into it, though. It is very, very clean, but we are still going to take this one over to the car wash and get it all cleaned up and ready to go. Here we are then in the car wash with the bright yellow Bolt Reptilia R6. Let's just make sure it is nice and clean and then get that interior done. And ready, 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 ready. Go! On we go with that. Has got a beautiful engine in there. You can't really see it just poking through, but we are swapping that one to one that's going to have a big supercharger in the middle there, which should look absolutely insane. Let's get it back on the lift. Let's get this one ripped out. Let's get started. Now, this one being from the nice auction house and everything being in the mid-80s, it should have its oil pan. Yes, it does. So let's go and grab the oil drain over and get that one all emptied out. Out you come, ready to go. Very clean, not too bad at all. A little bit surprised by that, but I don't think this one had too many kilometers on it. Let's just have a double check. No, only 7,271. Very, very low mileage on this one. Indeed, it is rear-wheel drive, so we do need to get these rear wheels and drive axles off before we carry on, so I'll crack on with that. There we go, that's both wheels and drive axles off. Let's jump in. We need to grab that starter for definite. Out you come. And then we should be able to grab this gearbox. Let's get you ripped out of there, nice and easy. And I think we should probably grab all of this exhaust as well. Out with the 2 rear ends and then the 1 front exhaust section there. Nice and easy. And let's get this engine ripped out of here then. Back down onto the ground you come. And let's run on over and grab that engine crane and get this one out of here. We're not going to be reusing it because we are upgrading it to the supercharged version. I don't know how much we can use, so I'm still going to strip it down and see what I can use from it. That should be you out. Nice and empty in there. So what have we got inside this engine bay then? Starting with, we've got a fuse box right there. Let's just get you open. We'll also grab that fuel pump out of there as well. And we've got a nice little ECU Type A. That needs to be upgraded in there. We've got the air filter. We've got the coolant reservoir and the power steering reservoir up here. And then right down at the front, if I can get there, we also have a secondary fuse box. Another fuse box in there. Brake servo, the wishy-washy reservoir, and we've got a battery down here. Let's get you out. And the ABS pumper module, plus 2 radiators and fan housing kits just sitting nicely in there as well. Now, I need to get all these liquids out, and I don't think I can do it from one singular place. So we're going to have to spread it out a little bit. Let's just go. I'm just going to crack on. We know the drill by now. Additional tools, drain tool, click and hold on the container, and I'll be back in just a little while. There we go. That's all the liquids drained out. Let's start removing some of this. Let's get these radiator and fan housing kits out of here. Out you come. And out you come there. Nice and easy. ABS pump and a module. Nice, nice, nice. No rusty bolts on it either. It is very good condition though, isn't it? We weren't really expecting rusty bolts. Let's get you out, you out. And let's try and jump up the front and get some of this out. ECU, coolant reservoir, power steering reservoir, and then just this air filter and the fuse boxes to go, which obviously I will come back to the fuse boxes in just a little while. We want to get underneath and see what we've got going on. We know all the wheels were on because I did take these back ones off to get the drive axles and gearbox out, so that's a good start. So as long as they've got the rubber bushing, rubber, oh my god, hub bearing, words could not elude me there we go. As long as it's got the hub bearing in, it should be pretty complete. We got the double wishbone there and the shock. That's all looking good on that side. Let's jump over this side. Do we have the bearing? Bearing is in, brake caliper, double wishbone, and the shock as well. Jump down the front. Let's get one of these wheels off and make sure we've got all of this going on here as well. So we've got the hubcap. Inside there, we do have the bearing, inner and outer tie rod, the sway bar end link, and both rubber bushings on that side. Again, a double wishbone, and the shock is there as well. On this side, inner and outer tie rod, sway bar end link, the hubcap and the bearing there, plus the shock, sway bar end link, double wishbone, and all of the bushings as well. That is all looking very complete. I'm loving that. I'm going to get this wheel off anyway. Strip all the fuse boxes out, strip down that engine, then we're going to work on the beautiful bodywork. I'll meet you back here in just a couple of minutes. First of all, I'd just like to say I am an actual idiot and completely missed recording the entire strip down. What I actually recorded was the bits in between me doing the strip down. So random, I don't know how it managed to happen, but it did. Mistakes were made. Let's crack on. Let's start reassembly. Now, I have swapped some of these parts out. Let's throw some of the non-swapped out bits back on. You've got doors, fenders, mirrors, and then obviously the windows to go in there and there. If we just go around to the other side and get that all done, ready to go as well. In we go, and on with that fender there. Now, the hood, there are two different options. I've kept them both so you can have a look. This is the standard one. Still looks pretty sweet, quite mean, got some nice lines on it, but not what we're going for today. We're going for very aggressive. So as you can see, the differences on there, it's got like snarling nose and some additional vents up there, looking pretty mean. I like that. That is looking awesome. And then for the front bumper, we've got, again, the two different types. Let's get the original one back on. Still looks pretty sweet. Quite pleased with it, but not what we're going for. We're going for super aggressive. So let's get this a mean looking one with extra nasal bits on there. Looking mean. And then as for the lights, we'll put the old one on that side and we'll put the new one on this side. Look how much meaner they look. I really like that new light. So we're definitely swapping them out to the new lights. Out we come, and then in you go with the new one there. Looking fantastic. Let's move it down the back. First things first, I'm going to throw that rear window in there. Then we'll throw the trunk on, and then we'll throw the trunk window in. Looking good. So then we've got the rear bumper. Let's just throw the old one on first. There it is. Or you can see the sort of differences between the two there. Big diffuser down the back with that big old grill piece separated as it was before. Still got the big grills and the lighting cutouts. But let's get it on. That's what it normally looks like. Still looking pretty sweet. Out you come. And then as we move on, we'll go back on. And then this is the meaner looking one there. Looking sweet. Available from the body tuning shop. As I missed it because I don't know what I was doing. You've got the normal body shop here. Looking fantastic. And then you've got a body tuning shop down here with bonus parts in. Looking great. On to these tail lights. Now, these are the original tail lights. These are the B. Nope, I've done that the wrong way around. Let's just swap you out. Other way round. In we go. They're the B headlights. These are... No, sorry. They're the A headlights. These are the B tail lights. I don't know what's going on today. So you got the B normal tail lights and the B tail lights. And I actually prefer the normal one. So we are sticking with the normal tail lights on this one instead of them Bs. On we go. Because I just think they look pretty mean. I don't know why, but I do. Looking awesome. For the license plate today, we went with our VM plates, obviously, and then a rep for Reptilia R6 because it's the R6, and then DRG because this is going to be taken to the drag strip. Looking sweet. Let's jump on. Let's get the interior in. In we go. I kept the original wheel, which is the Bolt Mosquito wheel. It looks pretty sweet in there. On we go. And then for the seats, I've changed them to my Nismo seats as per normal. Back to normality. Looking absolutely fantastic. That should be everything. 100%, 100%, 100%. Absolutely fantastic. Let's get this one over to the paint shop. Let's check out the beautiful liveries to go on the Bolt Reptilia R6. Here we are then in the paint shop with the Bolt Reptilia R6, looking absolutely fantastic. We've got it in a base white just so we can see the liveries. Let's just get started. In slot number 1, we've got, that looks like black racing stripes. They cut off at the nose. I quite like that. Coming up through over the hood and into the trunk there. Pretty smart. What else have we got? Slot number 2 is the same but in yellow. Is it coloring anything else? Let's just go back to 0. No, it doesn't look like it. Nothing on the side there. Nothing on the back, I don't think. But there we go. Yellow stripes up and down the top. What have we got in slot number 3? Is that white stripes? Let's just go into black. That is white stripes. There we go. That's looking pretty smart. Slot number 4. That looks like carbon fiber. Let's just go back into white. That is. So you got a carbon fiber hood, a carbon fiber roof, and a carbon fiber trunk on there. That's looking smart. Very pleased with that. What else have we got? Slot number 5. That looks like black. That is black racing stripes inside the carbon fiber. Black doesn't really work with the carbon fiber, but still good it's included. Then we've got the yellow stripes in the carbon fiber. I actually quite like that. And then the white stripes in the carbon fiber. That's pretty cool. Do we have any more? No, just them 3. I think I'm actually going for a yellow. Let's just put it back into its yellow. That's matching the stripe there. Just about, I think. Pretty good, but I don't want it in gloss. Let's just have a play. What else have we got? Metallic's too much. The pearl is quite nice, maybe. The matte looks good. Okay, matte it is. That's, I'm pretty sure. Definitely don't want chrome. Chameleon's too much. Matte, chameleon, gloss. No, we are going with the matte. That looks absolutely fantastic. Matte yellow with the carbon fiber hood, roof, and trunk there with yellow stripes going down over the top of the carbon fiber. That's looking pretty smart. Let's get you on. I'm quite pleased with that. On we go. You are looking sweet. What do we think for everything else then? If we just open this engine bay, it is very yellow in there. So maybe mostly black with some yellow accents and some chrome. Yes, some chrome on that one looked good. Mostly black. Chrome exhaust for definite. Not sure about maybe chrome on the engine heads as well, or the engine head covers coming through, and then chrome exhaust, which will come out through there. That'll look smart, I think. Especially properly chromed out. That'll look really good. So black, yellow, and chrome for the engine. And then probably the same for the suspension. Maybe keep out the chrome central cross member. Maybe one black arm and one yellow arm with black shocks, yellow springs. And then some chrome details in there. Maybe the sway bar and the steering rack, plus the inner and outer tie rod in a chrome as well. We shall see. I've got a lot of painting to do. Let's crack on with it. Let's get it all going. Get lots of painting done. Get it back on the lift and start with the reassembly. That's everything painted, ready to go back into the beautiful Reptilia R6. But before we jump into the suspension, I've took my seats out because I have coloured them. Looking pretty suave in there with the black and yellow, and I've also coloured the wheel a little bit. Just a bit of yellow around the rim there. Looking pretty smart. Let's get this one up in the air, though. We need to get all the suspension back together. Let's show you these shocks. So we've got matte yellow on the shock, black springs, and a matte yellow cap on there as well. Looking pretty sweet, liking that. Let's just do the front ones as well. Same colour scheme. Looking exactly the same. They're looking well smart. Quite pleased with them. Let's get all of this on and see how it all looks together. So in we go. Starting with the cross member. That is in that matte yellow there. Looking pretty good. In we go with the rubber bushings so I don't forget them. In there and in there. So we got a steering rack. I've just done that one in a black, and the sway bar is a bit of chrome there. Looking pretty smart. Front steering knuckle is in that matte yellow, and then we've got the inner tie rod in a chrome and the outer tie rod also chromed out there, just for a splash of chrome on this front end. Both of the sets of arms, they're all in black, looking good. On we go there, on we go. Let's just get you in and in. Looking fantastic. On we go. And then let's just get that shock in. I think these look great in the yellow with the black spring there. Something a bit different. I normally do it the other way around. Sway bar end link in a black just to finish that piece off there. Then the front axle knuckle cover, that's in a black along with the front wheel hub as well. There we go. This went to gold, and I didn't really know what to do with this. I'll show you why in a little bit. Bearing in you go. Brake disc on you go. Then we got the wheel hub cap in a matte yellow. The brake pad, and then we've got the chrome yellow, very gold looking brake calipers on there, looking sweet. Quite pleased with that. I think that looks pretty good. The only bit I'm not sure about is this chrome yellow. I'd have rather had it in that sort of what's meant to be matte, but looks a bit more satin on there. That would have been a lot nicer, but we couldn't quite get that on there, so we had to go with the chrome. Let's jump down the back and get the back all together as well then. Rear knuckle housing, yellow, pretty much the same as the front. Let's just go in. We just don't have all that middle section to go, so let's just get it all on. That is the engine block. I didn't want to click on that. There we go. On we go. Looking good, looking good. And then obviously them rear shocks, the same as the front, just slightly different cap on the top there. Still looking pretty good though. Knuckle cover black. Then the hub itself in the black as well. On we go. Bearing, brake disc, and then we've got the pad and the caliper. We can't put the drive axle in until a little bit later on, so we'll come to that later. But that is looking absolutely fantastic. I really love that. Fuel tanks, these are both just blacked out. Let's get these on. On you go, on you go. And then we've got a lovely little matte yellow fuel pump just in there for good measure. Looking pretty sweet. We'll do all the exhaust after we've done the engine. It's looking pretty smart. But I'm going to get on and get the rest of the suspension finished. And then we'll move on to the beautiful engine bay before we go and build that absolutely insane supercharged V8. Well, there you go. All the suspension finished in black and yellow with a few splashes of chrome at the front there, just for good measure. Looking pretty sweet. Let's get on, though. We need to get these engine bays all sorted. Let's just chuck the battery in first. In you go. Got a brake servo, the wishy-washy reservoir, and then just down here we've got the ABS pump and module. I haven't painted these ones today. They are totally hidden apart from underneath the car, so just left them as they were. Fuse box base, the front fuse box at least, is in a matte yellow. I'll get all of them filled in and the rest of it together a bit later. Radiators, we've got these in a black with a black fan housing kit and chrome yellow fans on there. Looking pretty sweet. Let's just get the other one on as well. In you go, and then on you go there. Looking great. I do like them. They look pretty smart, and the chrome matches the brake calipers just a little bit. Maybe not as much as we fully would have wanted, but let's jump down the back. In with the power steering reservoir, in with the coolant reservoir. We've also got a little ECU just down here. Then this front fuse box, that one's in a black. Get that one all filled in and finished later on. And then the last piece is the air filter, which is in black with, when we get there, you can probably already guess, but some lovely matte yellow clips just to finish that one off. That's looking pretty sweet. Quite pleased with that. Looking good. Looking very, very good, if I do say so myself. A lot of black, a lot of yellow, some chrome pieces, some chrome yellow pieces, but not too much. Let's get moved on, though. I'm going to get the fuse box all finished off. Then we're going to go build that beautiful V8. I shall see you in just a bit. On to this beast of a supercharged V8. The block is in a black. The oil pan is in that matte yellow. We got all the crankshaft, all the camshaft, all of the pistons and piston rings and all of that sort of stuff in. So let's crack on. Let's just start down the front here with the cam gear and then a lovely timing chain on top of there. Then the timing cover. This is in a matte yellow to go with that oil pan. Looking absolutely stunning. Love that. Looking great. Then we've got the power steering pump left in its chrome there. Then we've also got, what have we got? There should be an arm somewhere. Let's just get an idle roller on there in a black. Then we've got a big old water pump chromed out up there. Looking fantastic. On you go. Oh, the arm can't go until a little bit later. Water pump pulley in a black there. Just finishing off. Look nicely. And then the crankshaft pulley also in a black. Just to finish that one off. We can get one of the belts on now. And then we've also got another blacked out idle roller just there. Looking pretty good. The oil filter itself is in a yellow. And then we've also got a yellow on the fuel filter there as well. Looking pretty good. Engine heads. These are completely blacked out. Obviously, apart from the little bits on the inside there. Looking absolutely fantastic. Really do love them. We've got push rods. And then we've also got rocker arms to go on there as well. I'll crack on with them in a little bit. We've got spark plugs to go in as well. And chromed out exhaust manifolds. Looking pretty smart. On we go with them. And then the arm I was saying about earlier in that yellow with an alternator on there in its performance chrome. Looking pretty smart. Let's just quickly throw these spark plugs in and get the other head on the other side. On you go, on you go, and on you go. Let's jump up to here. I'm going to get this head on, get all of the valve push rods and the rocker arms in as well, and I'll be back in just a couple of moments. Last rocker arm just going in there, looking great. Let's get this exhaust manifold in from the world's weirdest angle. On we go, on we go. We got some spark plugs to go in down here as well. Let's just get those dotted in. Couldn't quite reach them from where I was, so let's crack on with that. Looking good. Then we've got engine head covers. These are chromed out, and I think they look pretty smart in their chrome on top there. Looking very, very good. Over to the other side. Let's just get the other one in. On you go. Looking tasty. Love that. The chrome into the chrome separated by the black there. We've got ignition coils to go on. So these are alternating. We're going black. Then we're going yellow. Then we're going black. You get the idea. We'll crack on with that. In you go, and on you go. I will do the other side in just a little while. Let's move into the middle. We've got the intake manifold in a chrome there. Looking absolutely stunning. I love that. Looking fantastic. Taking the chrome, sort of a layer of chrome across the top of the engine. Going from the exhaust manifolds, the engine head covers, into that intake manifold there. Looking smart. Fuel rails, they are both in one of them matte yellows. Looking sweet. And then we've got the supercharger on top, which is in a black there, just to finish off the top of the engine in a black. Looking insane. We've got a throttle round here, which is also in the yellow as well. Absolutely fantastic. Couple more bits left to go. Obviously, we've got to get them ignition coils on the other side, but I'll do that one in a minute. Serpentine belt, another black one. And then the last piece is just this little idle roller here. Looking good. I really do like this engine. I think it looks fantastic. Chrome black and that lovely matte yellow on there as well. I'm going to crack on, get the other ignition coils finished, grab some pictures, and then we can get this dropped in to the Bolt Reptilia R6, ready to go drag racing. That engine really does look fantastic. Absolutely love the look of that, but it's time to get it dropped in and see how good it looks in the back of our car. In you go. In you go there, looking great, hopefully. Can't see anything. There's a big spoiler in the way. Well, I'm sure it looks great. You can just see the black, the yellow, and the chrome just popping off the top there. That is looking sweet. Quite pleased with that. In fact, very pleased with that. Black and yellow is such a good combination. Let's get underneath. We've got a gearbox starter and some drive axles to get in along with that exhaust. Under we go, in we go. Starting with the gearbox in a matte yellow. Look at, oh, I love that. It looks absolutely fantastic. Over around to the side we go, getting the starter in. In you go there. And then the first drive axle in a black. Looking fantastic. The yellow into the black, into the yellow there. Let's swing around to the other side if I can get there. Over we go. Let's get you in there as well. Fantastic. And then we've got the main front exhaust section in there. Very chromed out, looking awesome. And then two rear mufflers, also both chromed out. Looking stunning. Really do love that. We've got some liquids to top up. We've got some wheels to throw on. Don't know what colour they're going to be yet. Probably black on the wheels, I think. I think a yellow would be too much. Yeah, probably a black. Maybe a chrome. I don't know, though. A chrome might be quite nice. But that is looking fantastic. Just have a quick look at the front there. You can just see that yellow fuse box tucked in there. Looking great. Oh, and the interior looks fantastic from here as well. I am loving this one. Time to get some wheels done. Liquids topped up. Get this one outside in the sun. Well, that's the Bolt Reptilia R6 all finished. Looking stunning in this yellow and black with carbon fibre and chrome trim. Especially on them rims there. You got some chrome. The exhaust tips are all chromed out as well. Looking fantastic. And we've also got the chrome gold or chromed out yellow brake calipers on there. Looking stunning. These front rims here, these are the 22A rim. It's two-tone black on the inside and then chromed out on the front facing part there. This is a 20-inch rim at the front with a 255 width and a 30 profile on there. Fitting in quite nicely. Could have maybe gone a little bit bigger, but didn't want to raise it too far off of the ground. For the rears, they're ever so slightly bigger. They are a 21-inch rim. Same rim again, but with a 355 width on the rear wheels and only a 25 profile. Looking fantastic. If we open up that engine bay, I really do think that looks stunning. Black, chrome, and yellow was a good color combination. Really pleased with that one. And we've also got the interior looking fantastic with the black and yellow seats and the yellow trim on the steering wheel. Let's jump inside this one. We already know it looks fancy in here. Flappy paddle shifters on the wheel. And then you've got the main controls in the center console there. Looking stunning. Windows not too dark. Looking pretty good. Let's get her started up and see what she sounds like. Well, that is a very mean grumble. I love the sound of that. Let's give it some gas. No turbo whistles to be heard on this one, but still a very mean sounding engine, liking that. But let's head over to the dyno, do some tuning, and see what horsepower we end up with today, along with our drag index or drag rating number. Here we are then, on the dyno with the Bolt Reptilia R6. We swapped the engine to the CGM Supercharged one, now with a factory of 680. How much have we added with the performance parts today and a little bit of tuning? Let's find out. A gain of 601 horsepower, 89%. Not the best, but still very, very good. Bringing our total measured horsepower to 1,280. That is a pretty good number there. And the drag rating a bit lower, A836 this time, which could put us at a bit of a disadvantage on the drag strip. We're going to go for another tournament again today. Take the best time, and that's the one that will go on the speederboard. See if we can do better than last time, where we only managed 2 races because I disqualified myself on the first by launching from the line too quickly. Let's see if we can do better. Let's head over. But before we head over, I completely forgot. Let's check out the gearbox tuning setup for today. That's the gearbox tuning, a 3 ratio, 109 in first gear to 516 in 6th gear. And we've also got the ECU tuning. No carburetor on this one today, just the ECU, and all at 16%. I saw a little trick earlier. Still takes some setting up, and I don't quite know how, but if you can get it so that you've got one at +2 and everything else at +1, that's the easiest way I've found to do it. And then just go up, you will end up full completed on all of them for the ECU. Doesn't work the same for the carburetor, it is a slightly different, but if you can get that, that's how it will work. We'll just apply that one to make sure it is 100% on there. Now let's head over to the drag strip and see if we can do a much better run in a competition this time. Here we are then, back at the June Way strip, the raceway established in 1969. We're going for a King of the Sands tournament, 1 mile A-class, because that's the class we're in. 1,000 to enter. Take that into consideration. A good list of lineups. We've got another Pagani on there, another Hamadal. That's going to be a hard one to beat, I think. Let's just get started. I'm not going to bet on anybody else again. Our first race is against... What are we against? I can't see that. Oh, we're against a Volkswagen Beetle, the Carrera GT. That's a fun little competition. Let's get going. See how everybody else does. Nice. Let's get in. It is time for our first race. On to the drag strip we go. Let's have a look. Look at them. Oh, that Beetle. If we lose to the Beetle, I'm going to be so disappointed. There it is. A lovely little silver Beetle on the start line. The Carrera GT. I'm going to grab an image of that. Now we're back inside and ready to go. Hold on the handbrake. Hold down the throttle. Let's go. Not bad off the line. At least it was in time this time. There we go. Into 3rd. Into 4th, we are currently winning. That Beetle, I don't know where it is. It's probably not far behind though. Into 5th, we are still leading. It doesn't look like a lot though. Let's keep going. Come on, you can do it, Bolt Reptilia. What's going to be our first run time? That looks pretty decent. That looks very decent as well. So we have got 1/4 mile in 9.573 seconds at 255. The 1 mile at 22.828 at 301. And now the Arezzo Cortona did a 22.516 at 371 on its first run, and then a 22.467 at 371 on its second run, but did 9.25 in the 1/4 mile. So the Arezzo is still currently winning. Let's crack on to the next race. Here we are then. The next race, we're up against the Ford Shelby GT500 Super Snake, the 1,000 horsepower upgrade. That's going to be quite hard. We've got the Evo and another Beetle in the first race. The Hamadal Stral S versus the Pagani Huayra Tempest, and then a Charger versus the race car Jeep Cherokee. Let's crack on with it. Let's see if we can stay in this round as well. The Lancer made it through. We know that. Let's just get onto the track and check out our next opponent. That Mustang looking stunning. It is the more modern Mustang and not my favourite. There she is though. Lovely blacked out. That's probably going to be quite hard to beat. So let's just get on with it. Handbrake down. Let's go. Off we go. Not bad off the line. Into 2nd. Come on, little beauty. Into 3rd. We can do this. We need to stay in the lead. We need to not cross over that central line as well. That was a bit close there. Does look like we're still in the lead at the moment. Oh no, I've missed a gear shift. That could be it for us. That was a mistake. That is a big mistake. Are we still in it? I think we are still in it. Nice. Not as good of a run as last time. The top speed obviously down a little bit, 377, and not quite as quick. In fact, a little bit slower, 22.885 compared to 22.828 and at 9, but it much quicker to the quarter of a mile that time at 9.505 instead of 9.573, but only at 377 kilometers an hour top speed. The next round it is then the Mitsubishi Lancer Evo, the Time Attack Edition. That's going to be quite hard. And the Hamadal has made it into the semi-finals with us against the Dodge Charger SRT8 DTM. Now, we built that one and it was very fast, but let's crack on with it. Into the next race we go. This was as far as we made it last time. We didn't manage to beat this because I jumped off of the line. That Evo looks so good. Let's just take a quick look at that. That is a beautiful looking Evo. That is going to be a challenge with that massive wing. Let's jump back inside, hold down the handbrake, get on the gas, and let's go. Oh no, I've changed into second off the line. Oh, I've ruined it. Absolutely ruined it. Can we catch this one back up? Can we beat that Evo? Not going to be our fastest. We're still in this. We are still in this. We could make it to the end. Thank God for that Evo not having a good top speed. Definitely beat us on the quarter of a mile though. I'm a bit disappointed with that, but we still made it. Thank God we are still in this one. We haven't made it to the final, but awful times. I'm not even going to read them out. Still managed to get a good top speed, though, but the times themselves were terrible. Let's just move on to the next one. The final race is against the Dodge Charger SRT8 DTM and not the Hamadal Strahl, which I thought it would be. Let's crack on. Let's get into this final race and see if we can beat the last car after having a bad start in the third round, but still managing to squeeze through. There is that Dodge Charger looking stunning. Beast of a machine. Let's jump back inside ours. Down on the handbrake, on with the gas, ready, set, go. Oh, I've jumped it again. I've jumped it. I don't believe it. Always jumping the line. We made it to the final, but we didn't quite keep it going through. That is a bit of a shame, but never mind. Moving on. There we go. We lost to the Dodge Charger SRT8 DTM. Very disappointed jumping the line again, but we did make 5,250. Take away our 1,000 for our entry 3. Profit of 4,250. Not bad at all. Well, that forced my decision for me, didn't it? I had to make a decision quite quickly whether to go with quarter mile, 1 mile, or top speed. I've had one suggestion of top speed and one suggestion of quarter of a mile. I've decided I'm going to go for the quarter mile times is what it's going to be because now it looks funny and I like it. So, first place, Delilah, obviously, quarter mile in 8.501 with a top speed of 522 kilometers an hour. Second place is the Arzezo Cortona, which did the quarter of a mile in 9.250 at 371 kilometers an hour. And in third place is the Bolt Reptilia that did the quarter of a mile in 9.505 with a top speed of 377. Now, it did get a higher top speed with a slower quarter of a mile. So it's going to get whatever the best quarter of a mile is. That's the one that's going to go on the board because it did manage to get to 381, but its quarter of a mile time and its mile time wasn't quite the same. So there we go. Whatever is the best quarter of a mile time, that's the one we're going to mark them on. We're still going to give the rest of the facts just because it's cool. But there we go. Third place for the Bolt Reptilia R6 as it stands at the moment. Losing out to the same thing we lost out to last time, just one round further on. Me not being able to hold the brake on the line for quite long enough. Absolutely fantastic. Let's go check it out before we say goodbye. Out we go. There she is, the beautiful Bolt Reptilia R6. Absolutely stunning. I've really enjoyed playing with this one today. It has been a lot of fun. I love the yellow seats and the yellow wheel in there, looking great. A little splash of yellow in the front compartment there and then into the engine bay, which just looks absolutely stunning. I can't get over that. Really proud of that engine. This whole build is looking absolutely fantastic. I missed the door. Let's go on to some facts and figures about this one then. If you stuck around for long enough at the beginning, you would have seen I paid 173,754 for this beautiful car, losing out on 4,588 before we'd even got started. We've since spent 83,547 getting this car. Looking how it does today, which is absolutely fantastic. It really does look beautiful and is quite powerful, even if not quite there. Putting our total spend at 257,301. Can we make a profit from this one? Let's jump in. Let's have a look. So we have completed it. It is all 100% complete. All finished off with a drag rating of A V836, sorry, looking good. 7,285 kilometers. We barely even added anything to it. I'm loving the drag racing DLC. Definitely increased that engine though to 1,280 horsepower, a gain of 89% horsepower to horsepower, that is, which was absolutely incredible. Still not quite as good as it could have been, but very, very good. Can we make a profit though? Wow, sale value of 364,377. These new cars are worth a lot. I'm liking that. Take away our 257,301. Leaves us with a profit of 107,076. Absolutely fantastic. It is time to say goodbye to this one with a tasty profit as well. I'm loving that. Off you go, Bolt Reptilia R6. You are a lot of fun. What have we got up next? Well, it should be a DLC car, but I've decided to split them up. So we've done 2 DLCs, something in the middle, and then back to the 2 DLCs. The something in the middle is my competition entry. This time we're all making a drag build, and I've decided to make one out of this. This is, if I could get close enough, there we go, the Alenti Calope. This is the Virtual Mechanic Drag Edition. 123,000 kilometers on there, but this isn't your standard car. Ride height, you can see, is obviously a lot lower to start with. And then it's got a secret compartment in the back. It's not very secret. We all know the engine's in the back of this one, but it isn't your standard engine. This is the twin turbo V8, one of the brand new engines to come with the DLC. I can't wait to play around with this one. This is going to be for my competition entry, a drag builder out of this. There's some more stuff to go with it. Obviously, there's going to be a livery as well. That's it though. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed today's video. Please consider subscribing and hitting that like button. Leaving me a comment. Let me know what you think of today's build or what you think of my competition entry, a drag build out of this little French hatchback, or inspired by a French hatchback at least. It looks cool though. I cannot wait to get stuck into that. That is it though. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you have a wonderful day wherever you are in the world. Have an excellent weekend, and as always, I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.